Daf Yomi, Tractate Bava Metzia, page 85b, top of the page, continuing from the last line of the bottom of the matter, the question, why has this land been lost? Now on top of 85b with the words Amru Chachamim V'lo Pershu, was stated by the sages. In other words, the wise man mentioned in the verse, and yet they could not explain it. It was stated by the prophets, in other words, to those whom the mouth of the Lord has spoken, and yet they could not explain it, until the Holy One, blessed be He himself, explained it, as it's stated in the next verse. And the Lord says, because they have forsaken my Torah, which I set before them, Jeremiah 9:12. Rabbi Yehuda says, that Rav says, this does not mean that the Jewish people ceased Torah study altogether. Rather, they did not recite a blessing on the Torah prior to its study, as they did not regard Torah study as a sacred endeavor. Rav Chama says, what is the meaning of that which is written? In the heart of him that has discernment, wisdom rests. But in the inward part of fools, it makes itself known. Mai dichsiv b'lev navon tanuch chachma uvekerev kesilim tivadea. What does it mean? What does it mean in the heart of him that has discernment, wisdom rests? But in the inward part of fools, it makes itself known. Proverbs 14:33. In the heart of him who has discernment, wisdom rests. This is a Torah scholar, son of a Torah scholar. But in the inward part of fools, it makes itself known. This is a Torah scholar, the son of an ignoramus, as his wisdom stands out in contrast to the foolishness of the rest of his family. Ula said this explains the adage that people say a small coin in an empty barrel calls kish kish. In other words, it rattles loudly, whereas a coin in a barrel full of coins is not heard. Kish kish. Let's see, what's the gematria of kish kish? That'd be interesting. A little bit of trivia, right? Kish kish is gematria 820. And Akbash is 92. Anything? Okay. Weiter. Rabbi Yirmiyah said to Rabbi Zera, what is the meaning of that which is written with regard to the world to come? The humble and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Job 3:19. Is that to say that we do not know that the humble and the great are there in the world to come? Rather, this is the meaning of the verse. Anyone who humbles himself over matters of Torah in this world becomes great in the world to come. And anyone who establishes himself as a servant over matters of Torah in this world becomes free in the world to come. The Gemara continues discussing the greatness of the sages. Reish Lakish was demarcating burial caves of the sages when he arrived at the cave of Rabbi Chia. The precise location of his grave eluded him. Reish Lakish became distressed, as he was apparently unworthy of finding the grave. He said, Master of the universe, did I not analyze the Torah like Rabbi Chia? A divine voice emerged and said to him, you did analyze the Torah like him, but you did not disseminate Torah like him. The Gemara relates, when Rabbi Chanina and Rabbi Chia were debate matters of Torah, Rabbi Chanina would say to Rabbi Chia, do you think you can debate with me? Heaven forbid. If the Torah were forgotten from the Jewish people, I could restore it with my powers of analysis and intellectual acumen. Rabbi Chia said to Rabbi Chanina, do you think you can debate with me? You cannot compare yourself to me, as I am acting to ensure that Torah will not be forgotten by the Jewish people. Rabbi Chia elaborated, what do I do to this end? I go and sow flax seeds and twine nets with the flax, and then I hunt deer and feed their meat to orphans. Next, I prepare parchment from their hides, and I write the 5 books of the Torah on them. I go to a city and teach 5 children the 5 books, one book per child, and I teach 6 other children the 6 orders of the Mishnah. And I say to them, until I return and come here, read each other the Torah and teach each other the Mishnah. This is how I act to ensure that the Torah will not be forgotten by the Jewish people. The Gemara notes that this is what Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi said. How great are the deeds of Rabbi Chia. Rabbi Yishmael, son of Rabbi Yossi, said to Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi, are his deeds even greater than the master's, meaning yours? Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi said to him, yes. Rabbi Yishmael persisted, are they even greater than those of my father Rabbi Yossi? Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi said to him, heaven forbid, such a statement shall not be heard among the Jewish people, that someone is greater than your father Rabbi Yossi. The Gemara continues discussing the greatness of Rabbi Chia. Rabbi Zera said last night, Rabbi Yossi, the son of Rabbi Hanina, appeared to me in a dream. I said to him, near whom are you placed in the upper realms? He said to me, Rabbi Yochanan, near Rabbi Yochanan. I asked, and Rabbi Yochanan is near whom? He replied, near Rabbi Yanai. And Rabbi Yanai is near whom? Near Rabbi Hanina. And Rabbi Hanina is near whom? Near Rabbi Chia. Rabbi Zera added, I said to Rabbi Yossi, but isn't Rabbi Yochanan worthy of being placed near Rabbi Chia? He said to me, in a place of fiery sparks and burning fires, who can bring Rabbi Yochanan, the son of Nachla, there? Rav Chaviva said, Rav Chaviva bar Surmaki told me, Rav Chaviva said, Rav Chaviva bar Surmaki told me, I once saw one of the sages whom Elijah the prophet would visit, and his eyes looked beautiful and healthy in the morning, but appeared to be charred by fire in the evening. I said to him, what is this phenomenon? He said to me, I said to Elijah, show me the sages upon their ascension to the heavenly academy. Elijah said to me, you may gaze at all of them except for those in the chariot. Miguharka. Miguharka of Rabbi Chia, upon whom you may not gaze. I asked Elijah, what are the signs of Rabbi Chia's chariot, so I will know when not to look? He said, angels accompany all the other sages' chariots as they ascend and descend, except the chariot of Rabbi Chia, which ascends and descends of its own accord. Due to his greatness, the sage relating this story continued, I was unable to restrain myself, and I gazed upon Rabbi Chia's chariot. 2 fiery flames came and struck that man, meaning me, and blinded his eyes. And the next day I went and prostrated Rabbi Chia's burial cave in supplication. I said, I study the bridehood of the Master, Rabbi Chia. Please pray on my behalf. And my vision was healed, but my eyes remained scorched. The Gemara relates another incident involving Elijah the prophet. Elijah was often found in the academy of Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi. One day, it was a new moon, the first of the month, and Elijah was delayed and did not come to the academy. Later, Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi said to Elijah, what is the reason that the master was delayed? Elijah said to him, I had to wake up Abraham, wash his hands, and wait for him to pray, and then lay him down again. And similarly, I followed the same procedure for Isaac, and similarly for Jacob in turn. Or Yehuda Hanassi asked Elijah, and let the master wake them all together. Elijah responded, I maintain that if I were to wake all 3 to pray at the same time, they would generate powerful prayers and bring the Messiah prematurely. Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi said to Elijah, and is there anyone alive in this world who is comparable to them and can produce such efficacious prayers? Elijah said to him, there are Rabbi Chia and his sons. Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi decreed a fast, and the sages brought Rabbi Chia and his sons to the pulpit to pray on behalf of the congregation. Rabbi Chia recited the phrase in the Amida prayer, who makes the wind blow and the wind blew. Rabbi Chia recited the next phrase, who makes the rain fall and rain fell. When he was about to say the phrase, "Who revives the dead," the world trembled. They said in heaven, "Who is the revealer of secrets in the world?" They said in response, "It is Elijah." Elijah was brought to heaven, whereupon he was beaten with 60, today's Thursday, 60, with 60 fiery lashes. Elijah came back down to earth disguised as a bear of fire. He came among the congregation and distracted them from their prayers, preventing Rabbi Chia from reciting the phrase, "Who revives the dead." The Gemara relates, Shmuel Yarchina was the physician of Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi. One time, Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi felt a pain in his eye. Shmuel said to him, "I will place the medication in your eye." Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi said to him, "I cannot have the medication placed directly in my eye, as I am afraid it will cause me too much pain." Shmuel said to him, "I will apply a salve above your eye, not directly in it." Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi said to him, "Even that I cannot bear." Shmuel placed the medication in a tube of herbs beneath his pillow, and Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi was healed. Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi made efforts to ordain Shmuel Yarchina as a rabbi, but was unsuccessful, as Shmuel always demurred. Shmuel Yarchina said to him, "The master should not be upset about my refusal, as I know that I am not destined to be ordained as a rabbi. I myself saw the book of Adam, the first man, which contains the genealogy of the human race, and it is written in it that Shmuel Yarchina